Hello everybody, here we are again, and this time with me, I've got Coach Adam. Now, Adam is probably the best soccer player I've ever met, the fittest person. He will not tell you this because he's far too humble, but we will ask him to say a little bit about himself.
Hi guys, my name is Adam. I'm really proud to be part of this group and this movement, or should I say. I'm really passionate about health and fitness and sports in general. I have been coaching CrossFit for the last 5 years, and I see all sorts of type of people, like old, young, people of different backgrounds, and it's really interesting, and I love helping them all just achieving their health goals and helping them be active every day. I love soccer. That's how I started in the industry, or in this environment. So through sports I just become more active, and it just became a lifestyle, so it hasn't really been that hard for me to be involved in health fitness. I've always done it, so I just love it.
Yeah, so Adam, just on that, because I guess ever since I've known you, you've always been someone who's been very active. You've played a lot of sports, and in fact, one of my earliest memories of you is you were a very good bowler, but you never played cricket before. And then that says a little bit about just giving things a go, even though you may not have tried them earlier. And I guess there'll be a lot of people watching and listening to this who might be thinking about joining CrossFit, who might be thinking about joining a gym, who might be thinking about, getting back into a social soccer team again.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people if they think that it's too late to start?
I mean, one of the biggest things that we get at CrossFit is people think you have to be fit in order to start, but it's the opposite. You do it to get fit, and then you become more comfortable, become more confident, become fitter, and you feel like you can do more and more and more. So you have to change your mindset in terms of starting.
Yeah.
Don't think you're unfit in order to do it. So that's the whole point. You might be unfit now, but in order to get fit and feel better about yourself, you have to do it. So I always say to people, it doesn't get easier, you get better. So
I love that.
And then, I mean, after a while you can do more and more and more. So just start and try it. So yeah.
And I guess the other thing that I find really interesting in all the discussions that we've had together, talking about the teams that we've been involved in and the stuff that we've done together, and also we tend to watch a lot of sport together, is the mentality of sticking to something once you get into it. What do you think are the keys to that?
Obviously a good support group. Like we've been working out a long time together, and that wasn't easy at the start, but I mean, I knew that you were going to the gym, so it motivated me to come along with you. So I mean, little things like that. Just you gotta form little, I don't know, support groups, or have someone to rely on, or they rely on you, and then just get started that way. And then eventually you become better and you can go by yourself. Like we go by ourselves now, so we do our own things, but I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Try with a friend or a family member. And
I suppose being a CrossFit coach, that's something that the CrossFit community does really well. The amount of people that you have that are encouraging you on. I mean, to be honest with you, the traditional bodybuilding gym scene can get lonely at times, especially if you go at odd hours like I do.
Yeah.
But if you're doing classes or you're doing CrossFit and it's got a strong community like Adam's gym does, it can really be almost like being part of a soccer or a cricket team.
Yeah, because I always say to people doing CrossFit, it's an individual sport. Man, it's not a sport, but I mean individual exercise, but it feels like a team atmosphere, team environment. So you feel like you're suffering with other people, if I can say that. But even if you're doing something and you try it and you don't like it, there's always something else you can do that keeps you active. You don't have to do one particular thing. So I think try something that will, that you like, and then you do more and more of. So even like a walk.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Or a run or a bike ride. It all
Absolutely.
counts. So you don't have to go and do what everyone else is doing. Just find what you like to do. So.
Yeah, and I think you touch on a very good topic that we brought up last week, that as opposed to there being a ideal type of exercise or an ideal type of movement or an ideal time to exercise, probably the most important thing is consistency. Finding something that you enjoy and just doing it. And then, like Adam said, if that happens to be a support group of people that's going to make you do that activity consistently, then do that.
Yeah.
Now, to wrap this up, Adam, I've known you for over 20 years and you've always been involved in some kind of physical activity. We've seen you develop, into an amazing soccer player, a very dangerous footballer. You've pushed around a lot of weight in the gym, and now you're a certified CrossFit coach. It's a lot of things you've done in that time. What is the one thing that you've learned over this period that you wish you knew when you started?
For me, because physical activity has always been something I've done, so that hasn't really been something I've learned. But that's progressed over the years. Everyone learns by doing it. But I think more nutrition. When you're young, your metabolism's high, and what I was doing, I was playing soccer all the time, so I could eat anything I wanted. Like, honestly, I'll eat garbage, and I'm sure it wasn't helpful in terms of being my soccer, but I just trained so much that I burnt it off. But as you get older, you start to quickly realize that the less you do, I'm not doing as much as I used to, but you have to be very careful of your diet. And then I think sugar is the biggest thing. So, I mean, I used to eat a lot of sugar, still do on occasions. I'm not a bodybuilder or a professional, what's it called?
A pro athlete.
Pro athlete, yeah. So, I mean, it's just sugar. That's the biggest thing I've learned.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I think you touch on a great topic, because I've heard people say a number of times that you can eat that because you go to the gym. You can eat that because you play soccer. You can eat that because you burn it off. And I think what you're really trying to say is, as we get older, it gets harder and harder to out-train a bad diet.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And so. And you learn how much you have to actually exercise you have to do to burn something off.
Yeah.
And I mean, then you start to ask yourself if it's worth it, and then if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm just going to end up in a really bad place. So, diet for me is the massive thing I've learned about. So, yeah, and I'm still learning. I'm by no means an expert. That's why I'm with Caprit here in this group. I'm learning from him as well, and I'm sure he's going to be learning from all of you guys as well.
Absolutely.
And by helping others, I think I'm probably going to help myself as well. So learning that way. So,
and I think that's a lovely note to finish off on. So, guys, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting subscribe. You will definitely hear a lot more from Adam, Oliver, and one more coach to go. We'll introduce him early next week. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you soon.